The National Hurricane Center in Miami has advised that Hurricane Oscar has gathered strength, speed, and organization, and is headed towards Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands as of October 19, 2024. Oscar, which the Hurricane Center characterized as tiny, formed Saturday. Oscar, the 15th named storm of the hurricane season, formed as a tropical storm just east of the Turks and Caicos Islands, before quickly becoming a hurricane. Turks and Caicos and southeastern Bahamas can expect heavy rainfall later tonight and tomorrow. Rains are expected to spread to eastern Cuba on Sunday. Sustained heavy rainfall could trigger flooding in low-lying areas and those with easily overwhelmed drainage systems. Localized evacuations, flash flooding, and landslides are possible if weather conditions prove hazardous. Let us hear from Dr. Holly Hamilton, Director of Meteorology in the TCI.
Okay, so as of 2 o'clock this afternoon, we now have Hurricane Oscar. This was the area of interest that we've been following for the past week that tracked across the Atlantic Ocean. And for those who would have watched the weekly tropical briefing yesterday, we left Oscar as having a low potential of developing into a tropical cyclone. But as overnight, Oscar managed to organize itself. The thunderstorm and shower activity associated with that low-pressure trough managed to organize itself, and then it developed into a tropical storm this morning. And when the National Hurricane Center reconnaissance flight flew in, they found actually that Oscar was stronger than we had anticipated, and so it has now been upgraded to a hurricane. Right now, as you can see, there's the infrared satellite imagery of Oscar currently passing over the island of Grand Turk and South Caicos. They should be experiencing hurricane conditions as we speak. Tropical storm conditions will begin in the other islands. This afternoon, we're expecting Oscar to pass through over tonight. So the worst of the weather will be through tonight, and we'll wake up tomorrow morning with the weather conditions improving. In terms of rainfall amounts, we already spoke about this going into the weekend. We were expecting a wet weekend. So now we're looking at 2 to 4 inches of rainfall accumulation through till Tuesday. We're looking at surge as a possibility as well, 2 to 4 feet. So we're just going to consider that people, stay off the roads as much as possible. And drive safely if you need to, but also not to drive through flood waters.
Good afternoon, Turks and Caicos. It is fast moving, but it is Category 1 and we are prepared. I want to assure you that the executive of the disaster management is fully engaged and have been ensured on all the arrangement. The Assistant Commissioner of Police as well as the Colonel of the Regiment have also got their plans in place. So I ask you all to be responsible and stay safe. The airports in Grand Turk and South Caicos closed at 3 p.m. and all other airports will close at 6 p.m. Once we have the all clear, as Dr. Hamilton said, we're expecting this to pass within the next 24 hours. The airports will be expected to open at midday tomorrow. So I ask you all to hold your nerve, be responsible, and we will get through this. Thank you.
How can you assist? To complement the PWD's efforts and help reduce the risk of flooding in your areas, residents are urged to avoid unnecessary travel. During periods of high rain, avoid travel unless absolutely necessary. Never attempt to drive through flooded streets, as it can lead to vehicle damage or even life-threatening situations. Report issues promptly. Should you notice any blockages, flooding, or malfunctioning equipment, immediately report these to the PWD using the appropriate hotline below. Public Works hotlines for Providenciales, it's 431-6985. For Providenciales, that's 431-6985. For Grand Turk, that's 432-1032. That's 432-1032 for Grand Turk. For North and Middle Caicos, it's 241-0680. Again, for North and Middle Caicos, it's 241-0680. And for South Caicos, 243-1882. So for South Caicos, that's 243-1882. 1882. Stay safe, stay informed. We urge everyone to remain vigilant, take the necessary precautions, and avoid unnecessary risks during this period of high rainfall and wind speeds. For more information or to report an emergency, contact your island's Public Works Hotline or the DDME directly. Thank you.